Hello, this is RJ City, and I am ethically opposed to any more wrestling podcasts. I don't know why you guys are talking about wrestling. It is a niche product. It is a very small industry. Yet, at this point, there's more wrestling podcasts than there are wrestlers. There is something wrong with society as a whole, but as you get smaller and smaller into wrestling, and then the wrestling podcast sphere, it gets even worse. And one such example, if I may turn on the microscope and look at the drudgery that happens to be True Heel Heat. SP3, Sid, this is your fault.
Hello, I'm Willow Nightingale, and though I might generally be regarded as a very bubbly, upbeat person, you're watching True Heel Heat.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3, and we are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch for our AEW All in London 2026 preview, breaking down this Sunday show from the legendary Wembley Stadium as championship gold will be on the line. One of the biggest British wrestlers of all time looks to finally become a world champion. Mercedes Monè finally tries to win the big one, and everything else going down, including some possible debuts and surprises. We're going to talk all about it on today's show. And to do that, to preview one of the biggest shows of the wrestling year, I am joined by two of my favorite people to give predictions and talk about these big shows with. First up, we got the face of our previews here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. You know her from coexisting with Rob on Fightful Overbooked, and you know her with talking everything about how many panties is Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay going to go through on Sunday. The one and only Maggie is here.
Hi, guys. How are you doing?
I knew you would like that intro. This is very rare that I break Maggie before she breaks me, so I'm proud of myself. How you doing, Maggie?
Proud. You should be freaking proud. Yes, we will be. I mean, because this is a 12,000 match card, right? And like, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to stay up until the end because at 3 p.m. Eastern we have our show on Overbook. But but panties will be wetted.
I mean, by AEW standards, a 9-match card as of right now is relatively tame.
It's not gonna be a 9-match card.
Oh, no, it's not going to be a 9-match card. We all know that, but I'm just saying for the fact that we're previewing a 9-match card, I think that's pretty tame. I think there's a possibility, because I also have to do something at 3 p.m. Eastern. that we can get this done, and you can get your predictions and how many panties Ospreay and Omega will go through.
Yeah, I counted them. There are 13 of them. Like that's
13. Yeah. 13 panties.
That is the amount of pennies I'm allowed to wet. Like
you tell how matches start, and it's like 60-minute time limit. The match of Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay is gonna start, and Maggie's partner is gonna be like, "You got a 13 panty time limit."
Speaking of which, because like backstage before we started, I told you that my emotions were all over the place. So last Friday, my partner went away. He was for an entire week LARPing in the forest. That is the coolest thing. He was a bit afraid that people, on coexisting, our friends in the chat, he was afraid that they were gonna make fun of him for LARPing, and I'm like, those are people who watch half-naked men fight in a make-believe situation for things that don't exist, and you think that they're gonna make fun of you, and he was like, well, when you put it that way. So so he came back today and immediately went to a bachelor's party. I couldn't see him at all because I was at work. He went home, took a really quick shower, from the woods, and went to the seaside. So we're gonna see each other on Sunday, which is like 10 days. We haven't seen each other. So today we were able to finally FaceTime for like 5 minutes while there was no one in the bar. And when he saw me, his eyes teared up. So women, they exist, okay? Men that haven't seen you in a week and then finally see you and they cry, they exist, okay? First of all. Second of all, because we're attending a wedding on September 7th, I got a pretty decent dress, but it's like backless. So which meant that I had to buy a bra.
You said with all the disgust in the world.
Yeah, I wear sports bras and they don't count as bras at all because they're nothing like bras. And so I could freaking bra, man. So a special kind of bra, which is like a bit backless, So we came today and right before the show, this...
She got so excited she muted herself.
I've been there
myself. This very show started. I had to go and pick it up, and so I put it on, and I put the dress on, and it's not backless enough, and it's not going with the dress, okay? But I was wise, and so I ordered a backup dress, And I'm like, that's okay. I have a backup dress. And I tried it on and it was too fucking big. What the? I ordered a small. When have I ever worn an extra small? I have no idea. What the fuck? So now I don't have a bra. I don't have a dress. I have a dress without a bra. And I don't even know if I'm allowed to be freaking out so much for a wedding. It's not my wedding. Why am I freaking out so much? What the fuck is this?
Well, I don't know how to segue to introducing the third of our team, Jon Escudero. He has to follow. The face and the ace of Dirt Sheet Radio has to follow a lot of talk about bra and panties.
I also don't have a dress or a bra, so I get it.
Good for you.
I get it. What's up, to everybody? We're here for All In, man. It's gonna be great.
We appreciate y'all for joining us. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all for watching us on demand. Either way, drop the thumbs up on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you are new, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. Sound off in the comments if you're watching on demand. Let us know what you think. What's your predictions for AEW All in London 2026? And if you're with us in the live chat, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you, hear your thoughts on this Sunday's card. And if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel in the best way possible, you could do so with a super chat donation, even though Chuck Berry's doing a lot of heavy lifting for the rest of y'all, because we got a big one to start us off. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries. He says, okay, SP3, since you're going to be at All In, and I have a request, if you dare to accept, for all the fans of Pam Martinez, when Mercedes has her match with Willow, would you please start a chant of, hey, hey, Davina, woo, ha, I want to know, would you be our girl, AEW? Unfortunately, we got the report earlier today from the Wrestling Observer newsletter that it's looking like Bayley is going to re-sign, which is not the most surprising thing, but it is very disappointing.
It is.
Yeah. There's no real words for that other than, pity. But
it's like, all right, I guess you're ready to retire.
Have fun.
like that's how I take it. So okay, it's all right. If you're happy, I'm happy. If you're ready to retire, you've done enough. Your career, your legacy's intact anyway. We got Chuck Berries who follows up and says, what's good, THH fam? Well, my slate is cleared for Sunday, so you know what that means. All in London is a total go. Can't wait. I agree. We also got Aubrey in the chat who says, what's up? I'm not feeling this Kenny and I guess Will feud. They should have kept the belt on MJF. Mercedes and Willow should main event. Kenny was too busy playing video games than showing up on the go home show. It seems like there has been a vocal minority of AEW fans who have been very upset with the fact that Kenny Omega was not on the Go Home show, considering the fact that he wasn't on Grand Slam Mexico. I've seen others who said, oh, they should have kept the title on MJF. And for those people like yourself, Aubrey, respect your opinion, understand where you're coming from. Saying they should have kept the title on MJF is pretty dumb to say when they have sold like 30,000 tickets since Kenny Omega won the title. So I'm just saying, no offense, no slight to you, but that would be the wrong move if you want to make money. I'm just saying, this is also, we were talking about something that we enjoy to watch, but we're also talking about a business. So at least think about that before you say stuff like that. That's just me personally. That's what I would say.
Me personally, this isn't me throwing rocks at MJF. Like, he already main evented, the first All In. But I love MJF, just so we can make things clear. Go and watch or read Doc Chris Mueller's MJF interview. It was pretty good. But we still have like so few matches for Kenny Omega left. If you can milk an AEW All In main event between him and Will Ospreay, you fucking do it.
Yeah.
MJF has a lot of years in his future. He still has time to do that. Kenny doesn't.
Exactly. Very true. I agree. We got M Cats who says AEW just signed Izzy Moreno. She's Bayley 2.0. It's like, we got Bayley at home. Look at this.
Oh, we have Bayley at home.
We got Power Driver who thinks, he says, I don't mind him not being on the show. I have an issue prioritizing nerd conventions. I don't have a problem. I have no problem with him not being on the show. I have a problem with AEW not doing anything before that, because the week prior, they knew Kenny wasn't going to be on the show. So you do a pre-tape. to have on this show. They should have had a pre-tape with Kenny Omega. I don't care if he wasn't on the show, but I needed to hear from him after last week.
Yes. Accurate.
We got War Hero. He says, I don't see problem. You can watch AEW in the afternoon and NXT at night. They are both on at the same time, sir. And wrestling is a live viewing experience. So
who wants to spend 12 hours watching wrestling? Holy shit.
Who exactly is going to watch NXT after All In?
Yeah.
That just sounds like a bad idea.
No, it should be the other way around. But yeah, I'm gonna watch Heat Wave on Monday morning. Yeah, because like, let me just sleep on it and then be disappointed like a normal person in the morning with my coffee.
I'm just gonna skip it. I'll catch the headlines.
I'll just get it some other time.
Yeah.
Alex is in the chat.
I was just thinking of you because Zach mentioned it was National Power Rangers Day, and I immediately thought about you. Hi, sweetie. I hope you're doing great.
Happy holidays.
Absolutely. Hope you enjoy the weekend, good sir. I was just checking out a little bit of you and Kate's prediction show. You guys did an excellent job over there. We got Dion who says Thekla better be at all in drunk commentary at the very least. I would love for Thekla to do commentary for a match.
Yes.
Oh, sign me
Please.
up. Sign me up.
Please.
Sign me up for that.
I'm really sad she's not on the show, man. And I love how many people are sad that she's not on the show.
Mm-hmm. And it shows that she got over big time.
Yes.
And
yes,
we all saw it in real time happening.
Mm-hmm.
And we got one more super chat donation before we get in our predictions. Hey, everyone from Matthew Hugs. Good to see you in the chat. Hugs.
Cooked in overworks. Oh, couldn't even say it correctly. I'm so pissed off.
We got Matthew who says, hey everyone, All In is loaded as hell. I think if they just do a little more with the women, this could easily be show of the year with match of the year on it. I think there's going to be more than one match of the year candidate on Sunday.
Oh yeah, like a lot of them. A lot of them.
Yes. Yeah. At least the top 4 matches on this card is probably going to be a match of the year worthy. Oh, thank you, Alex. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us in the live chat here. But yes, it is time for us to give our predictions and talk about this card this Sunday, AEW All In London 2026. And as always, with our pay-per-view previews here, we love to get our gauge on how hyped, how anticipated is this Sunday show. So from 0 to 10, Maggie, where's your hype level for All In London 2026?
Oh, 9. Like I have Sunday off. I mean, it starts at 8 p.m. my time, but like I have a buttload of stuff to do. I'm gonna, decorate the entire apartment with balloons for my partner and make him cupcakes. So yeah, I haven't made cupcakes in 7 years. So like, don't just yet because they may suck.
It may also suck, but
they may suck. Okay, but like it's the thought that counts. Like if they end up sucking, I'm just gonna lay naked in them and just they will be better.
We've gotten bra, panties, and naked references in the first 20 minutes. John, where's your hype level at?
Well, it's pretty high, man. I'm probably gonna go with 9, just because I don't really ever get 10 anymore. I'm just old and jaded, and depression has really kicked my ass. But 9. We're at 9.
Yeah, I'll go 9.5, mainly because I'll give the 0.5 since I'm gonna be there in person, and it's the main event I've been talking about for like the last 4 months on this channel. When MJF was champion, I was like, think they're gonna do Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay in the main event. Yeah, I was like, they're gonna do Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay in the main event. Which to Jimmy McRae tried to tell me, no, they need to keep it on MJF. I was like, no, I know,
Sorry, buddy.
legitimately, there's a lot of people from the UK that want this match, this specific match. Yeah. That's the one they want. The only reason I'm not at 10 out of 10 is that I think that the build hasn't been as great as it could have been. So that's why I won't go the full 10 out of 10.
Yeah, well, my one point is because of the build, but like, you know, I don't care. It's gonna be so great. This is AEW's WrestleMania. It's I think it's pretty certain, and it's gonna be freaking awesome. I can't wait.
I agree, but I'll go ahead, John.
No, I was just gonna follow up, but calling it AEW's WrestleMania, I do have that like buzz. Like I'm excited. I'm really excited. I feel it. It feels like a big weekend is coming.
It honestly, I might be in the minority. I know I'm not in the minority on the screen, but maybe in general in the wrestling community, I got more hype for All In than WrestleMania now. Maybe it's because of my older age, but I just know this card will deliver in a way that WrestleMania can never now.
Yes.
In its current state.
I think the thing that makes me sad is that I think they still could put together a WrestleMania that would feel important if they actually put the effort into the storytelling instead of merchandising action figures and shit, which is, you know, cool. It's important, but it seems to be the number one priority. So WrestleMania doesn't feel like the culmination of stories. It feels like we're selling the most action figures this weekend. Like,
yeah, but what about Bayley?
Bayley. I agree with Cody too. He says, to be honest, for me, as long as the show itself delivers, which I think it will, I can forgive a not so perfect build. I think as of right now, Double or Nothing is the show of the best pay-per-view that I saw this year. And I didn't like that build. You remember we did the preview and I was like, I didn't like the build to that outside of Darby and MJF. So it seems that this is kind of a theme with AEW outside of like Revolution. I thought Revolution was a great build to that show, but every other show that has been great, it didn't have a perfect build.
Yeah, I think maybe one of the things that All In last year had over this year is that last year you had like a year's worth of build going into that thing, you know, like especially the main event, and people were like, "Oh, man, the Death Riders." They gave it a feeling of fucking cohesion. All In felt like a culmination of important stories, and that Hangman win was like emotionally fucking cathartic. I don't think that, unless you're a UK fan, I don't know if this is gonna have that same feeling this year. I'm excited to see Ospreay win the title. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna really be fucking. It's gonna be fun, but I don't know if it's gonna reach that emotional height that the Hangman win reached last year.
We shall see, but let's talk about this card because the newest match on the card has gotten a lot of buzz in the last week. The AEW World Trios Championship will be on the line in the Trios Roulette Royale. So basically, this is going to be a timed interval gauntlet of sorts, where it's going to start off with two trios, and every couple of minutes, a new trio or members of the trio will go out, and the last trio standing will become the AEW World Trios Champions. Hangman Adam Page and Brodito will defend against former champions The Demand, Ricochet, and Gates of Agony. The Conglomeration, another set of former champions, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly. Death Riders, Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli. The Dogs, Gabe Kidd, Clark Connors, and David Finlay. The Bang Bang Gang, Jay White, and the Guns. And a wild card trio. This matchup will start on the buy-in to AEW All In London, but I think we all are aware that this will more than likely end at the beginning of the main card. Yeah. John, I think it's clear, John, Maggie, I think it's clear who the wildcard team is. It's the team that they have been kind of hyping ever since Swerve made his return and said that he needed partners for the trios titles. We've heard all the rumors, and it seems clear now that the latest report from WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select is that the New Day is expected to debut at All In this feels like the spot to do it, especially being the wild card, probably to start off the main card. That would be a great, exciting way to start off the main card for All In. What do you think about the concept of a Trios Roulette Royale? I think it's convoluted and very confusing as fuck. I'd much rather have had them do Hangman and Brodito versus Swerve and Mystery Partners. I think that would have been simple to this point, but then you don't get all these people on the All-In card. So I understand it's give and take with them, but what have you thought about the build up to this? Do you think that they did enough to make it clear that this is going to be the spot for the New Day debuting? Me personally, I don't think they did enough. We talked about it on the True Hill Heat flagship podcast of ideas they could have done to kind of really push the idea that this is coming, and they just didn't do that. What do you think, John? Who do you think have winning?
Yeah, last week at the end of Dynamite, or for the main event, they did Swerve Strickland versus Jack Perry, and I was
for what?
Baffled. I was baffled. I was confused. I mean, I just literally spent the whole match with 3 question marks just floating above my head. Like, what the fuck is going on? Great match. They seem to have some Jack Perry storyline going on, but I'm like, what? Why would we dedicate any time on Dynamite before World's End or before All In to not pushing something on the show? Like, why is Swerve out there? He's not gonna fucking blow a trumpet or put a unicorn horn on his fucking head or something. Like, what are we doing? There was no mention of it, to the point where I was like, did you drop the ball? Like, did you not sign him? What happened? Like, is he still on the fucking show? Yeah, so no, they didn't do enough. I thought they could have done much more to push the idea that the New Day was going to be there. Maybe sold a couple more tickets. Although I think, did they reach 45 already?
I think they're at 45 now. Yeah,
and I guess they probably sold everything they got. But still, you fucking got half the stadium left. You could still, there's still effort. Like, I get it. It was a great effort. Like, yes, 45,000 tickets are fucking incredible. Like, it's gonna be a great crowd. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna look nice. But as long as there's more tickets left to sell, there should always be more effort put into like trying to get shit across. Like, the New Day is coming. There's gonna be a title change possibly. Maybe there won't. I don't know. Will Ospreay's promo didn't seem like enough. There wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. These fucking trios, this match that we're talking about here, this thrown together ass match. Like all these guys, we got fucking 18 guys on the card now. Congratulations. I think that was their goal, and they feel successful with that. Like, look at all the guys we got on the card. Hell yeah, high fives all around.
We got 21 guys on this matchup. Yeah.
Fucking hell. It should have just been Swerve and his friends against Hangman and his friends. Yeah. But here we are. So I assume that Swerve and the New Day will win because I don't know what kind. I mean, if they don't win, then it's got to be some type of situation, some story situation that's gonna hook us to what their next move is. But other than that, I'm sure they're gonna win.
Yeah. Maggie, what do you got winning, and what do you think about the concept of the Trios Roulette Royale?
I'm confused. And so there's so many points to this. First of all, this is the main problem for me for these huge premium live events or pay-per-views, because they try to do everything in their power to get as much people on the card as possible, which is good, but not really, because like matches like this, because like they're not even they're not even an elimination match. I mean, they're not a turmoil stuff. Like all of them are gonna be in the ring together. It's like and it's gonna be a clusterfuck. And people with ADHD or like OCD or whatever like I don't think that we're gonna be able to keep it together. And the thing is, match probably is going to be really entertaining, but the fact that everyone's just going to be sitting there and waiting for a New Day is like the main thing. I'm glad that they were able to put Gabe Kidd on the card. I feel like that's important. But like all of these other, like all my love and respect to the conglomeration. Like, can we give Kyle O'Reilly a break? Like, the dude has like a huge eye right now. Like, can we? Like, I know that he didn't mean it, but I think it's pretty clear that the New Day are going to be a part of Swerve's team. No, they didn't do anything to hype up the stuff when CM Punk was coming. Like a lot of hints were dropped. Like Kenny was wearing a Cookie Monster shirt. All of a sudden, like they were all of these, stuff. Britt Baker, even the best in the world, and I understand, but I don't care, and like I just want them to debut and to have fun, actually, and not mourn a tag division that never existed in the first place when Triple H took over. It's like I just want them to wrestle and to have fun. That's all I want. And yeah, it's probably gonna be eventually part of the main show. I have zero problem with it initially being put on the 0 hour, because like I've made this point on this very channel multiple times. AEW have made everything in their power to make people tune in on the 0 hour, because like when Hook was one of the hottest things on the planet, they constantly put Hook on the pre-show, on the buy-in. And that's how you knew that they just wanted you to watch the buy-in. It was a part of the show, so you needed to watch the buy-in. So this is just another instance of them just wanting you to watch the buy-in. I have zero problem with this.
Yeah, and I just think that, and we've seen AEW kind of do the matchup from 0 hour transition into the main card, and this feels like the biggest one for them to do it, because they have it's a debut of new stars. I disagree with this statement. King Pate says All In has way too many multi-person matches. It's literally just to squeeze as much of the roster as possible, and I don't like that. It has 2 out of 9. 2 out of 9 matches are multi-man matches.
Sir,
if you just think you can get one multi-man matchup with this roster, more power to you. The triple threat doesn't count. I think
that's what he's talking about, though. I assume anyway. If he's saying it's too many, because it's definitely not.
No,
definitely not too many.
Have you even watched the original All In? All of the matches.
Yeah. In comparison to the first, I rewatched. We have a retro review dropping on Sunday of me and Romeo rewatching.
Like 23? Okada and Marty Scurll was like the only 18. Match.
Yeah, even the original 2018 All In, that had way too.
That is the one I was talking about.
Yeah, this is tame in comparison.
The fucking main event was like a 6-man.
They see, I love King Pate, because he'll say a comment and then he'll really think about it, and then he'll have a comment like this where he says it feels like there's too many, and maybe it's because of the Trios Gauntlet. That I get, because 21 guys in one matchup does feel like too much.
It's a wild poster.
That is too much. It is too much.
It's you know what though, for given that people are probably going to be just watching the match, waiting for the New Day to show up, this actually isn't the worst place for the match, because you kind of imagine most of the stuff will happen on the pre-show, and they'll probably be like the last entrant, or they probably won't even show the last entrant. They'll be like, who's going to make their entrance? We'll find out when the pay-per-view begins. And the very first thing on the show you'll see is the goddamn New Day, and they'll get their big ass moment. And if you tuned in, people skip the buy-in, you tuned in, this is the first thing you'll see. It's gonna be a big moment. It's really gonna work. So I'm excited for that. I'm also excited to see what they're going to be, because we're calling them the New Day because we only know them as that, but Daybreak, I can't imagine
Sunday, night, Monday, Mayday,
even beyond the name. I imagine that they're not gonna be anything like they were in WWE, because I wouldn't want to do that, or just retread it and just come and start over, and we're like who, and we're fucking playing games and shit. I don't see it with Swerve anyway. I think it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. By the way, Swerve and the guys win. Just
Yeah. I think we're all kind of on that one. It
Yeah.
seems like there's not even a question. New Day are going to debut, and they seem like the favorites to win this Roulette Royale, which is hilarious because, like I told you guys before we went on air, I had the All In media junket today, and Orange Cassidy was the only one from the Roulette Royale that was here, and he gave me like the biggest praise. He's like, dude, I don't even know the name of this matchup, so I appreciate you telling me.
And that's not even a lie.
He's like, it is. He was like, it's you're quite the professional because I could never say that many times. We got a super chat donation from Dion Jenkins, who says, I believe all of the teams except the mystery team are previous trios champions. Mystery team wins. Also, do all team members need to be eliminated? Yes.
No.
You know, if they had built that shit, like I just found out from this comment that all the teams have been trios champions in the past. Why wasn't that like a hook? Why wasn't that the reason why this match exists? It takes 5 seconds for Tony Schiavone to be like, all former world trios champions will be involved in a match at All In. And I'll be like, wow, you know what, that actually makes sense? Because it feels fucking random. It just felt like we threw 21 people together. I didn't even know this connection.
Thekla would have said this on commentary.
Get Thekla on the commentary desk. God damn it. We need her giving us this information. But yes, let's go into the other matches that will definitely be on the main card. We'll have for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships. It's going to be Divine Dominion defending against the Brawling Birds. Earlier this year, Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor came together in a series of vignettes, embracing their UK background, drinking together and beating people up together and creating the Brawling Birds. They would go on an undefeated streak in tag team competition, but they would also be focused on single aspirations, like Alex Windsor winning the Strong Women's Championship or Jamie Hayter going after the AEW Women's World Championship. Meanwhile, another dominant tag team emerged, Divine Dominion. From the ashes of Megabad came Megan Bayne teaming up with Lena Cross, beating the Babes of Wrath for the titles at Revolution, and have been on an undefeated path of destruction ever since. The Brawling Birds made it clear they had their sights set on the tag team titles and picked up a victory alongside Willow Nightingale in trios action against Divine Dominion and Mercedes Monè at Grand Slam Mexico, and thus earned their opportunity for the gold. Over the last couple of weeks, we've seen the ladies attack each other and brawl with one another, but who walks out AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions this Sunday? Maggie, what have you thought about the build to this matchup? Who wins on Sunday?
This match was pretty inevitable. It was pretty clear that they were leading towards this match. I think that the match is going to be really, really good. I think we all know that the Brawling Birds are winning the championships. It's their crowning moment at Wembley. I just don't have much to say about the match specifically, other than like for me, it's not just the other women's match before the main women's match. Is like because like it's gonna be a big deal because it's the UK for me personally, and I have to be really honest. I was pretty disappointed that Kaylee Ray didn't debut on Dynamite. Because they were in
Glasgow.
Yeah. I know that Isla Dawn wrestled on Collision. Because like they promoted it and everything. Because I haven't watched any Collision spoilers. Like I don't know if she came out or not. I have no idea. But yeah. Brawling Birds win. It's gonna be a really hard-hitting match. I love women destroying each other. It's so cool. And like Amazonian women, like the double D's. Like, what the fuck?
I just need 10 minutes of them just hitting big moves, hitting each other very hard, and then the Birds win. I think Birds' new champion is definitely my prediction. John?
Yeah, there's really no other way to go with that. I mean, they've been on this collision course all this time, and Divine Dominion has been lovely. It's just been wonderful. It's been perfect. There's been nothing wrong with the way they booked them. I love it. I wasn't really looking at this match as anything until this past week, where I just caught a glimpse of Jamie Hayter and Megan Payne in there, and I was like, just had like a flash of, oh, wait a minute. this got a little this tastes a little spicy. I didn't know this had some flavor on it. this might be a little fun. So I mean, I hope they get enough time to really get out there and tell a story and have some fun. And hopefully we see more than one match if they don't get the time to do it, because sometimes on a big card like this, and maybe I'm conditioned by WrestleMania, but sometimes on a card like this, a match like this one won't get as much time as it deserves, but we'll see. It's AEW. They actually have the opposite problem. They might have 10 minutes too long.
I think this will be one of the shorter matches on the card, mainly because Tony Khan has said he wants to keep it at a 4-hour main card. So I don't think that this will get a ton of time.
With a 2-hour fucking buy, and we're still getting a 6-hour show, Tony. But yeah, fine, 4-hour main card.
For the AEW TNT Championship, Kevin the Jet Knight will defend in a Falls Count Anywhere matchup against Darby Allin. It was back at Double or Nothing that Kevin Knight turned heel on Darby Allin after he lost the AEW World Championship with a UFO splash from the top rope on Darby, who was strapped to a gurney. Ever since then, Darby came back a month later and has been out for revenge, including a booby trap explosion inside the Death's Door steel cage back at Forbidden Door. We saw Kevin Knight get a measure of revenge by beating Darby for the TNT Championship ahead of Redemption, but Darby stayed on the hunt, kept making Kevin's life a living hell, including beating him in trios action at Grand Slam Mexico to earn an opportunity at the TNT title. But he wanted to take things even further, wanting to prove that you don't need to change like Kevin Knight did for success. He has never changed. He wants to play his game. He wants to play his rules. So Falls Count Anywhere at All In, and Knight said, I'll one up you and I'll take a page out of your book, when he had an explosive booby trap for Darby Allin when he blew him up 2 weeks ago on AEW Dynamite. Allin is not 100% going into All In. Will that make a difference in this matchup here? What have you thought about the build to this one, and who wins on Sunday, Maggie?
Okay, so if we're gonna talk about Darby Allin, I have a really important question, because like I've been on this show for like so long, but I haven't even asked, can I smoke an electric cigarette on this show?
I think so. We got JJ all the time who's smoked hookah. Yeah,
it's a good question. I've wondered.
Like, yeah, I know it's a good question, and if it's not okay, that's absolutely fine. It's on you. Like, it's.
I think you can blow the smoke. I'm pretty sure you're fine.
You probably just cup. You probably just cup it. You don't like. Like,
blow the smoke. Okay.
Yeah. You can't physically like, look, guys, and show them you pulling from it. Like if you were a little discreet, and
like a robotic. Like a robotic cigarette, like that's okay.
Like it's an ad. We're sponsored by.
We're sponsored by this thing in my arms. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, because God damn it, Darby. So, that is because like I just realized that the problem is with me. Okay, it's not Darby. It's me. Because everyone is so hyped about this match, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, he got, blown up," and I'm like, "Fucking yes, he got blown up." And but it's everyone was so hyped and everyone loves this match, and I just don't care. I don't care. I love Kevin Knight so much, and it feels like every time you put my favorites in a match with Darby Allin, I just don't give a crap about the match. I'm so sorry. It's me. I'm not the demo for Darby. I don't understand. I've mentioned this multiple times on the show. The thing that makes me interested in Darby Allin is to see how he progresses in the future with this character specifically, because he cannot possibly be 39 years old and still be this character.
He will.
I think
off,
he's
man.
going to. I'm pretty sure he's going to be.
That's like saying Mick Foley was any different from Cactus Jack in 1993.
It's actually
but that was cool. Okay, that was cool. Because
this is cool
it's Mick Foley.
This is cool too.
I think people hated him the same way too. They hated Mick Foley. He was a fat. No. What did Rick Flair call him? A glorified stuntman. Mm-hmm. That was what people used to call him.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It is true that a lot of like podcasters like Maggie don't like the Darby Allin kind of style or character, but John is also right. No, it's you, Kate, Alex.
I thought it was just me and Alex.
No. There's a bunch.
There's a gang of you people.
Yeah, there's a gang of you. But like John just said,
you have to start
y'all are not saying much different from what critics used to say about Foley in the 90s. Y'all are not. Y'all are saying exactly the same thing that I heard when I first discovered the internet in the 1990s and what people were saying about Mick Foley.
It's funny too because the things. It's just one of those things like won't change because all the things that you guys don't like about Darby are like the exact same things that most people love about Darby. Mm-hmm. So it's like that's just never gonna change. There's people are gonna, that's just what it is.
Darby wins.
I'm actually gonna go with the only person I can really say on the AEW roster that I consider a friend, because seeing him today, oh my god, I was chopping it up today. I was chopping it up with him, and he made me feel good. He was like, "Yo, your fit is fly." I was like, "Oh my god, the Jet just gave me the fly stamp. Let's go!" Kevin Knight for the win. Kevin Knight for the win.
Did he tell you that you smell wonderful? Because I did, and you always smell wonderful.
You did. Thank you.
What are you wearing?
I always appreciate it. I had you'll see it. You get the pictures online. The pictures online.
The smell. Sid, the smell.
Oh.
Smell, sweetie.
Was it Derek Jeter? Cologne.
You just smell clean.
Yeah.
Like,
I take that.
You shower and shit.
That's a refreshing smell at a wrestling event.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Just like I'm just hugging Sid.
He smells clean, like he actually bathes. That is rare at wrestling.
Yeah, and he wore like a Brian Danielson shirt, like the one he's wearing right now. And he was out of an Ariel commercial. He was wearing all white and shit. It was so good, and I was like, "Man, you smell great." Because I just got from a Ref Pro show. And oh my god! Oh my god!
It's true. Those are tough. John, what have you thought about this build and who wins on Sunday? Jet versus Darby.
I also love Kevin Knight. He's great. We hung out together in Mexico. We ate crickets. The Darby Allin's taking the title. I can see it from here. He got blown up. Like that. I think he's gonna get revenge. I think it's gonna be a spectacle though. I don't think it's gonna be crazy ass stunts. I think Sting's son is gonna get involved. I mean, fuck around, Sting will show up. I think Sting's son turns on Darby. That's what I think. That would be really cool.
Fuck yes, man. That
would be cool as hell.
Let's go.
That would be cool as hell.
I think he joins the Callis family.
Oh shit! Up, man.
You know what though? As funny, as much of a meme as it is for someone who just got in, like right now, that's not the worst thing. Just to be placed in a faction with a manager like Don Callis, that'd actually be pretty intriguing. I'd like to see that.
I'm here for it.
I'm gonna go with Darby for now, but I'd love to see the other thing happen. Little Sting. I don't think we're gonna call him Little Sting.
I love doing previews with Maggie and Jon because I'll come up with something that makes them really question their prediction. I love
it's worse. It's worse because you're going to come up with something that now I really want to see, and then when it doesn't happen, I'm just going to be disappointed. Like, why I didn't have this, but I wouldn't have been disappointed.
he's like looking at the screen. He looks up. He's like, "Damn you, SP3!
Stop giving me hope."
For the AEW Continental Championship, it will be the closer for the AEW Continental Challenge Cup as Jon Moxley defends his title against Nigel McGuinness. The Continental Cup was a 16-man single elimination tournament, a New Japan Cup-esque kind of companion tournament to the Continental Classics G1 Climax. Jon Moxley made it through by picking up wins over the likes of Switchblade Jay White, Jack Perry, and of course this past Wednesday on Dynamite against Claudio Castagnoli. Meanwhile, Nigel McGuinness beat Kazuchika Shibata, Hechicero, and Kyle O'Reilly to make it here for his big-time singles matchup in his home in London, England, in Wembley Stadium. The question here is, who wins the Continental Cup and walks out Continental Champion? And will this be the swan song for Nigel McGuinness? Jon, what have you thought about the Continental Cup? Who do you think wins on Sunday? I will say here, I'll start it off, and I'll just put out my opinion. I think the Continental Cup wasted a whole lot of time in the All-In build for the very predictable ending of Jon Moxley wins LOL without actually building to a pay-per-view matchup. I'd much rather have them created a story between Nigel and Jon Moxley than waste time doing this tournament. The tournament had good to great matches. Love Moxley versus Jack Perry. Love Moxley versus Jay White. Love Kyle O'Reilly versus Roderick Strong. Did I need those matches though? Not really. Jon?
Yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from, because with this Continental Championship, I feel like almost you put yourself in a box for it a little bit with Moxley, just having this belt with these implications and these rules. Like it's the sports belt, it's the tournament belt, it's there are other words. There's a thesaurus of words for the same idea. Yeah, we, especially after Moxley had been involved in the whole Ospreay situation, he just kind of fucked off and went and did a whole tournament with no story. Oh shit. Okay. That's fine, I guess. You wanted to remove him from the Ospreay situation, and you did. So, it is what it is. I do wish that we would have done more Moxley versus Nigel story instead. Like if this is Nigel's final match, then I kind of wish they would have bullied him into it or something like that. I don't know, ripped him out the commentary chair or something. I don't know.
And the story was right there for him. Jon Moxley, I've retired your greatest rival. Now I'm going to retire you in front of your family and friends.
Yeah.
Simple, to the point. That would have been much more entertaining than any of the good to great matches that we saw in the Continental Cup.
He's gonna lose. He's definitely gonna. I mean, I guess it would be a surprise if Nigel won, and in the UK would be really happy, and people would be happy. I'm not exactly sure that's what I want to see. I like Nigel McGuinness a lot. Like he's one of the greatest wrestlers I've seen in my life for a long time, but he's also old. His career is pretty much done. I don't know. What do you do with Nigel as champion? He just kind of shows up sometimes, says hi, wrestles too much instead, and then fucks up and gets injured again. Like I don't know. I assume Jon Moxley's going to retire Nigel McGuinness here. I also don't think there's a better place for Nigel to retire. Like, bro, it's Wembley Stadium. It's a big match. You made it to the finals of a tournament. You put everything into it, and you came this short, but you did it. It's the guy who retired Brian. I pray to God that Brian makes it to commentate this matchup. This is the only match I need him to be out there for. Yeah, they gotta fucking fly him on the jet, give him many pillows. Yes. Make him comfortable. But yeah, Moxley wins. It'll be a great match. I like Moxley's matches. I like Nigel's matches. This will be great. I just wish there was a more heat in it, you know.
Yeah. Maggie, what have you thought about the Continental Cup, and who do you think wins, Nigel versus Mox?
So I'm kind of on a fence here, not for the result. Moxley retains. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. But when it comes to the cup itself, so I pretty much agree with everything that you guys said. First of all, sweetie, Sid, you cannot possibly top the rant that you had in the weeds.
Yeah, I didn't try.
So just don't try. Yeah, just don't go there.
Yeah.
The thing is, if I'm talking about the tournament, I would much rather have seen a final between Jon Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly when it comes to a tournament, because like they can renew everything that they had previously, and Kyle O'Reilly having his number and everything. But when it comes to a final between Moxley and Nigel, this was a really easy just make match without a tournament, like exactly like you guys said, because the story is right there. So they decided to go the other route, which wasn't okay with me, like at all. But I'm always going to be happy to see a Nigel McGuinness match. I am pretty sure that he's going to retire here, but since this is probably going to be his final match, it's pretty cool that he gets to do it in London, in Wembley, all in. It's pretty cool because like when he debuted in the Casino thingy, I was there
2 years ago. Yep.
Yeah, and I jumped out of my seat.
Same.
It was wonderful, and I'm so pissed off that I didn't join you on Alex McCarthy's seat. But if I was alone, I would have come. But like I was with a friend, so I couldn't leave him. So like,
yeah, I can totally imagine if Maggie would have took that invite, she would have been sitting with Brie Bella for the main event. She would have made friends. Even though she hates her. Miss Kate, babe, Kate in the chat, good to see you. Saying you three should be the mystery trio at All In. Yeah. I'll get John and Maggie the flight.
With my luck, the fucking Hangman gets it turned into a Texas death match or something. I'm like, no, god damn it.
I am debuting on the buy-in, okay?
Look at her. I see you, big star, superstar over here. We got we're all in agreement. Moxley wins. And yeah, I think it is gonna be Nigel's retirement matchup. It just makes sense. It's the perfect setting for it. But one of the other anticipated matches is technically a multi-man or could be a multi-man matchup, but it will start off with two because the men's Casino Gauntlet makes its return to All In London this year as Andrade El Idolo and MJF will kick off the matchup. Andrade beat Tommaso Ciampa and Commander at Grand Slam Mexico to earn this opportunity. Meanwhile, Maxwell Jacob Freeman defeated Speedball Mike Bayley and Nick Wayne to earn this shot himself. Andrade has been on the quest for the AEW World Championship all year long, including when MJF was AEW World Champion, and he always seemed to not want to give that title opportunity to Andrade. It led to tension being between them when MJF aligned with the Don Callis family back at Forbidden Door, where Andrade finally snapped and turned on not only MJF, but the Don Callis family. Andrade went on to win the national championship at Redemption and then even got himself the Dynamite Diamond ring after Will Ospreay took it from MJF when he lost the AEW World Championship to Kenny Omega. But it was MJF who returned at Grand Slam Mexico to bloody and attack Andrade, take back the Dynamite Diamond ring, and he came with the Triple B AEW World Championship. So he walks into this matchup considering himself the one true champion. So can the one true champion earn this opportunity at the AEW World Championship and a rematch against Kenny Omega, or will Ospreay or will Andrade finally win the big one? But they're also already throwing their names into the hat. Chris Jericho, Speedball Mike Bayley, Tommaso Ciampa, Commander, Nick Wayne, Jack Perry, Mark Davis, and possibly some surprises. So my question to you, who wins the Casino Gauntlet, and what is the number one surprise you expect from this matchup, Maggie?
Okay, first of all, I think that MJF and Andrade cost each other the match. I don't think either of them wins the match at all, and they can continue, with one-on-one matches, which is actually the thing I want to see. I know we're gonna get it for a bit because with their 1 and 2, that's fine. Listen, I think it's pretty clear I'm a war whore, and I just need my war daddy to be back.
War whore needs her war daddy.
That's what we're calling the fandom now. We're the war whores.
the war whores.
Yeah.
We miss you, Wardlow. We fucking miss you, Wardlow. War whores.
I need Wardlow back, first of all. And second of all, listen. I'm a huge Ilya Dragunov fan. A huge one. And this is the amount of hugeness of fandom that I have for Ilya Dragunov. Listen up. He wins this fucking match. And because you guys know how much I adore Will Ospreay, right? He's my favorite wrestler right now. On the very next episode of Dynamite, Ilya Dragunov wins the title from Will Ospreay. I don't care, fuck off. Like, that's how much I want Ilya Dragunov to debut and to actually be a huge thing. And I know they're not gonna happen. And low-key, I myself don't want this to happen. Low-key, but I kind of do. Because that's how much I want Ilya Dragunov to be a proper wrestler in a proper, company. The way that he was portrayed in NXT UK, probably like Walter was in NXT UK. They fumble him so much, man. I don't understand how can you have someone at the caliber of Ilya Dragunov and just don't strap a rocket to him. Like, we're past the time when people can say, well, he's too small. He's not. He looks incredible, man. An entire company could be strapped on his back. But yeah, I personally want for Ilya to debut and win the match, because Ilya Dragunov and Will Ospreay.
I agree. I agree with everything you just said.
I know this is probably not gonna happen, but like the amount of pop that he's gonna get from a European crowd.
Yeah.
Like,
it would go crazy. I did say this on AE Ramble that I do think that Dragunov is going to be in here, but and I did also say if he's there, he should win. I think they did a great. I think they did a really good job at using the Andrade and MJF rivalry to build this Casino Gauntlet, where there's not only the thing of it being a Casino Gauntlet and what surprises are we going to get and stuff like that. You're asking yourself, is Andrade and MJF going to actually end this match before anybody else comes out? What's going to happen between them during this matchup? Like, there's other questions to ask outside of the usual Casino Gauntlet questions. So I don't think enough people have given AEW credit for that. I know a lot of people wanted this to be Andrade versus MJF, but they made a matchup that has more stakes to it than a regular singles match, and they made the build better by using their rivalry to enhance it. So I think that not enough people are giving them praise for that. So I wanted to say that. As far as who I think is, what the big surprise, I think I'll be different, and I'll say Buddy Matthews makes his return.
Oh, fuck yes, please.
And I will go with, I'll go with Samoa Joe returns and wins.
Ooh.
John.
Ooh, okay, but like just a few. Like I have a dream about this match that's totally different from everything I said. I want for to be a winner, and then Chris Jericho comes out on the ramp and he's like, because he was supposed to come out next.
No, I want Jericho to come out with Fozzy and perform Judas, and the pinfall happens as he's performing.
Well, oh my God, that's even better.
No.
What have I become? 1, 2, 3. What?
Listen,
No.
like Wembley has seen Fozzy perform once. It's more than enough.
It's true. John, who you got in the Casino Gauntlet? Surprise and winner.
Well, I think the Ilya Dragunov surprise is I think it's a bit of a given. I also don't think he's gonna win. But he said Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is good. Buddy Matthews, Buddy Murphy fucking showing up. That's probably gonna happen. I don't see him winning, though. A Buddy Matthews Will Ospreay match in a main event Dynamite wouldn't be too bad.
That would cook.
That'd be pretty good. Especially since the last time they fought, Will Ospreay talked to him like he was like a veteran and Buddy was like a child. You're doing good, mate.
You're doing good, mate. You don't need him.
Yeah, man. I think MJF and Andrade, like you said pretty well, they fucking built this match. They don't exactly need the win because you can spin off to a singles match between them. But I guess I can't make an educated guess because I don't know fucking jack shit. I don't know who the competitors are. I don't know any rumored surprises except for the obvious ones. I think the good thing is any surprises that do show up can lose without getting pinned because of the way the match works, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Like if they don't win, I would like to see a win that I just didn't see coming. Like I could not have possibly predicted it today because we just didn't have enough information. But other than that, I think I'm gonna just go NA on this one. I don't have educated guess at all.
I think Speedball would be interesting to win, regardless of who comes out of the main event. And
Sure.
and I also got to chat with him, and I asked him about Kenny Omega promising him a world title matchup that he never gave him.
He never gave it.
But the matchup, the next 4 matches are the matches that have garnered the most hype getting into Sunday's show. And we'll start off with one has all the potential to be a match of the year, all-time or classic, as we're going to get Kyle Fletcher defending the AEW International Championship against his fellow Don Callis family member Kazuchika Okada and his former tag team partner, friend, and stablemate Konosuke Takeshita. Back at AEW Double or Nothing, all of the Don Callis family drama came to a head as Takeshita finally beat Okada to win the International Championship. It seemed that the Don Callis family was against Takeshita for the way that he won the matchup, so it led to Kyle Fletcher making his return from a torn meniscus 2 months after just 2 months on the shelf, surprising everyone. He came out and looked like he was siding with Takeshita, but then betrayed his best friend, laying him out and rejoining the Don Callis family. It was on that night that both Fletcher and Okada lifted up the International Championship, showing that both men wanted that title. And over the next couple of months, we've seen that time and time again, including when Fletcher beat Takeshita to become the new International Championship at AEW Dynamite Beach Break. He's also picked up victories against Bandito, Commander, and Speedball Mike Bayley along the way. 3 successful title defenses in 3 different countries, and now he wants to make it a 4th when he faces Takeshita and Okada after Don Callis said that Tony Khan said that Takeshita was owed a title opportunity. Don said another person is owed another title rematch, and that was Okada. Okada has claimed that all that matters is that the international title stays with the family. Meanwhile, Kyle Fletcher feels like the walls are closing in on him as his arch rival and teammate look to win his title. This is the one that I'm probably looking forward to almost as much as the main event, but like I think that this one is going to be off the charts, unreal action, and I think this build hasn't taken up the most amount of time, but it's been the most efficient with the time it's been given. because even small segments like backstage segment like on Wednesday with Okada coming in and sounding like the most disingenuous broken English you have ever heard in your life when he's talking about family like he's Dom Toretto. I love this Okada. This Okada character is gold. It doesn't matter if he's on screen for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. He always makes me smile. He always makes me laugh, and he has it throughout this build. On Sunday, I am going to go with Takeshita to win back the title, 3-time international champion, though. Maggie?
I think this is actually the hardest match to predict.
Yeah.
In the entire card, because like I can have a scenario for all three of these people winning. I can see Takeshita winning, which eventually leads to Kyle Fletcher being so frustrated with Okada. And then eventually the Don Callis family turns on Kyle Fletcher, because I think he's ready to be a babyface once again. I think he's exiting the Don Callis family sooner rather than later. And him losing the championship is the final straw, probably. But yeah, I because like there's a lot of friction between Okada and Kyle Fletcher, and because Takeshita's been missing, from everything, and like he can swoop in and just take the win. It's probably gonna be like up until the main event, probably match of the night.
Yeah.
Easily, and which isn't saying anything about the rest of the thousands of wrestlers that are going to be on the show. But all three of these people have this thing where they bring out the best of for one another in matches where it matters. And I think I'm going to go with Takeshita. But again, all three of these people winning. Like if Okada wins, Kyle can be mad as hell because it's the title being in the family. That's the thing.
All that matters is that the title is in the family.
It's in the family, and then everyone in the Kyle family, in the Don Callis family, are just glad that the title is still there, while Kyle Fletcher is just livid. They can make a thing out of that, but it's. You know what? They probably would put the title on Okada when I think about it. For me personally, they should put the title on Takeshita, because Takeshita should have a title. I want to see Takeshita fighting people on the show for the championship. And I'm just afraid that they're not going to put him on television if he doesn't have a championship. He either has to chase the championship or be a champion, apparently. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Takeshita. Yeah.
John?
I'm also going with Takeshita. I think that it leaves a lot of story possibilities when Takeshita comes and steals the belt from the family, leaving Kyle Fletcher and Okada to try to blame each other, and the friction continues. You mentioned earlier how this build, maybe they weren't on screen as much as other people, but it did feel like significant. It's probably because it's been going on for so damn long. It's like
they've been building to this since before the Continental Classic last year. Yeah,
with the Takeshita Okada tension too, that's existed for even longer than that. All this stuff ties in together. That's one thing about the Don Callis family. You cannot fault that long-term storytelling with them. That shit is connected. You can always look back. You can see the thread all the way through back to Kenny fucking Omega's first title in 2021. So they'll continue that with this Okada, Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita cycle that they have going on. And I feel like they haven't even gotten the most out of it. Like this triple threat is going to be great, but then there's like all the different combinations of Okada, Takeshita, and Fletcher that they have. I feel like they've gotten the most out of it, at least not on pay-per-view. They've done some TV stuff. They've done Okada and Takeshita twice now? Twice at the
the Continental, the C2 and Double or Nothing.
Yeah, Fletcher and Takeshita have great chemistry. I'm so excited for this to continue.
Yeah, There's so many great matches to come out of this as well. I agree with you with what you said, that Takeshita stealing the title from the family leaves more storyline directions to go to. But we got Dion, who does make a good point. He says, I don't think it'll be Takeshita because he splits his time between AEW and NJPW, where he is currently the NJPW World Television Champion. That is true. And thank you, Kaza. Appreciate you. SB3 looking too fly with the jet. Team too fly. Then we got for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, Cage and Cope. Christian Cage and Adam Copeland defend the titles against Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, in a first time ever dream match. That has been much of the build and much of the talk around this matchup, is two of the greatest teams of all time clashing for the first time back at all in at AEW Revolution back in March. The Young Bucks lost to FTR for the tag team titles. Then Cage and Cope made their return, laid out FTR and stared down with the Young Bucks. They told the Young Bucks that they had to go to the back of the line when they were looking for another opportunity, because Cage and Cope were going to get those titles from FTR, and they did just that in an I Quit match at Double or Nothing. Ever since then, though, the Young Bucks have been picking up victories and gaining momentum, whether it was against the Rascals or Okada and Takeshita or Moxley and Ospreay. And then at Redemption, after Cage and Cope retained the titles against Death Riders, it was the Young Bucks who stepped up to call them out and challenge them for the titles for All in London, where the match was made. The two teams sat down where they talked about their history, talked about their legacies and what this match means to them. Cage was very nonchalant and has been against being friendly with the Young Bucks. Meanwhile, Cope has been more than willing to team with the Bucks, like at Grand Slam Mexico and this past Wednesday on Dynamite, where they beat the Don Callis family. Post-match, Cage came out and called out the Bucks for super kicking him the week prior and told them that there's a difference between influence and legendary, and they are facing a team that pay-per-views and matches have been named after, where Matt had the perfect response and says, that's nice. Yeah. Have you ever had a company named after you? Like the one you're in right now. Like, that was the perfect response. And then that led right to there. Christian low blowing match, Nick super kicking Christian, and Cope spearing Nick. I thought that was probably the best final build of anything on the show, not named the video package for Omega and Ospreay on Dynamite this week. Maggie, what have you thought about the build to Cage and Cope versus the Bucks, and who wins this dream match?
So the thing I want to say for the build specifically, I know this is a huge, first of all, it's a dream match, and it's huge because it's Edge and Christian, Cope and Christian, and the Young Bucks, the old generation with the well, it's not a new generation anymore, but like it's the thing that they wanted to put out on the show, as opposed to another FTR versus Young Bucks match. Like that's I think it's safe to say that. I think I'm just really tired of seeing Cope and Christian with a tag championships at a company that was initially built on the grounds of tag team wrestling, and so much young talent that are tag teams is filling the locker room, and Cope and Christian are tag team champions. I think that's not for me, and I understand why they did it, because it's a huge match. For me, this match didn't need tag team championships, just like an eventual Rock versus Roman. That doesn't need a title. Like for me, this tag team match, it didn't need the titles. I know it. They have the title just so it can be an even bigger match, and I understand that. For the build during this week's Dynamite, I know Christian was saying a bunch of stuff, but like that crowd was saying so loudly, "Oh, Christian, I want to know, will you be my dad?
Will you be my dad?"
How the gall, the audacity for him not to pause and just watch it, look at the audience. I'm like,
and say no.
No, just say no, or ew, Like there's still like I'm pretty pissed off that he didn't play off of that, because that was a fun chant. And I cackled. Seriously, I have no idea what he said on the microphone because I was laughing. I think because I know the Motor City Machine Guns came out, they debuted, and then they were nowhere to be found because they they debuted and they're nowhere to be found.
I wouldn't know. I missed that episode.
Yeah,
I missed that episode.
Sure.
They haven't mentioned it since.
Yeah, they haven't mentioned it whatsoever, because I was initially like, I was shocked, like, where are the Motor City Machine Guns? And then I asked Sean, because the thing is, Sean and I are so close. We never talk about wrestling though. Like, and I'm like, hey, I have a rare wrestling question. Like, where are the Motor City Machine Guns? And he's like, oh, they're touring, like with their band. And I'm like,
yeah.
And I never would have thought of that. And like, and the thing is, I get it. And that's a proper excuse. I'm okay with that. But like the thing is, I just
find it funny that it's quite
obvious
that it's quite obvious that they just said, "Oh, we got Detroit on the calendar. Let's just get them in, and then have them show up, and then they could go on tour, and then they'll come back after All In."
Because they just gave them to us, and we were like, "Oh my god, they're gonna be a part of the tag team match." No, they're not. They're just there. And like everything, and then the New Day are coming, but like they're not a part of the match, and because all of us, we had this dream ladder match in our head, and we set ourselves to failure, okay? Because like we're to blame, because we got it in our heads, because oh my god, it's gonna be a ladder match, and like Cope and Christian and the Young Bucks and Motor City Machine Guns and FTR, and like the New Day probably.
I thought the triple threat at one point. But I do agree with what Cope said earlier this week in an interview. It would have been dumb to do the triple threat before Cope and Cage versus the Bucks.
Okay, but when we thought it was going to be a triple threat, we also thought they would have done the matches by then. So
yeah, exactly. We also did think that. Yes.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing, sweetie. Like you're right, but you're wrong at the same time.
You know, I feel like he skipped over a really important piece of context, but that's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, let's be all right without any context. That's not it. But yeah, for me, Young Bucks should win this match. And like, can we get on with, I love the fact that Cage just slow blowed Matt and just Nick Jackson super kicked him, and then Cage like speared him. I love the dynamic. You can see the respect, but you can also see their urge to be the better tag team and to prove that they're the better generational tag team. I understand that, but like, can we get it over with? Just can the Young Bucks win and then go to bigger and, not bigger, okay, because I know what star power Edge and Christian have, but like a whole locker room full of starving tag teams. Like, can we do that?
I think Hope and Cage win by Cope turning heel and embracing Christian's way of life in beating the Bucks.
Damn.
John?
I think that we are about to reach 1 year, or we passed 1 year, I think, a couple days ago, since the Young Bucks got everything taken from them by Swerve and Will Ospreay. And they have spent that year winning back the respect of the locker room, production, the fans, and we're probably reaching that place where it's time to crown them again and cap that part of the arc off. Is that going to happen tonight? Is that going to happen in a match down the line? I'm not sure, honestly, because I have this idea that whatever happens at the end of this match, it's not going to be final. Like I don't think it's gonna be just as simple as a pinfall and the other fucking losers sitting there.
That's why I got Cage and Cope winning, because I don't think this is one and done. I think this is a series of matches.
I also have been really suspicious about FTR. Like, what the fuck is going on with FTR? Not only are they not in any situation. They're not on the card. They're not on television. They're in the UK. They're working during this weekend. So I'm like, do they still work here? You know, like I heard their contracts are coming up. Is negotiations happening? Is something keeping them from TV, or are they going to show up at the end of this situation? And,
I'm also still pissed off about the grizzled young veterans. I'm still pissed off. Like I'm so pissed off.
It's been 2 years. You just
It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years because like they showed up and they were a part of Rev Pro and everyone booed them, and then they got on All In and like, oh my God, what the fuck? You're the same people that booed them last night. Fuck off. And I'm like,
if you hate Zach Gibson.
I love the grizzled young veterans. They should like
Gibson.
Put that shoe back on.
Grizzled young vets in Isla Dawn was a thing, right? Isn't that?
Yeah.
Was it not a thing on the lower AEW shows
on Ring of Honor?
On Ring of Honor, yeah, it was a thing. But if that happened, the thing with the shoe, if that happened on a Rev Pro show, I was just gonna leave, man. I don't care. I ain't doing that.
Have your own feet or passed out on a stretcher from the fucking smell?
Probably on a stretcher. Our friend John would have, because he's used to it. Because like he's been going to Rev Pro shows a lot. He was gonna fan me and then outside I met the Wrestle Talk guys and they're probably gonna take me to a hospital. I don't have insurance in the UK, but like
Jesus. So John, who you got for this match?
I'll go Young Bucks just for the sake of it, just for the hell of it. Let's do it.
All right. Now we got what I consider a double main event first for the AEW Women's World Championship. One of the greatest women's rivalries in AEW history comes to a head as they meet for the third time in an AEW ring, fourth time overall. Willow Nightingale defends the AEW Women's World Championship against Mercedes Monè. This story started outside of AEW in New Japan Pro Wrestling in 2023. Mercedes Monè, they made a title for her in New Japan, the Strong Women's Championship. But in the finals of that tournament, she suffered an ankle injury that sidelined her for more than a year. Who was her opponent? Willow Nightingale. Willow made history, becoming the first ever Strong champion, and really propelled her entire career, where in 2024 she became a TBS champion for the first time, when Mercedes Monè signed with the company and they met again at Double or Nothing 2024. Mercedes beats Willow for the TBS championship. Willow's whole world falls apart. She loses the title, loses her best friend, goes on a war against the closest person that she had on the AEW roster. Meanwhile, Mercedes Monè goes on a 584-day reign as the greatest TBS champion of all time. But that reign and her 13-belt record-breaking run started to find its decline when Willow Nightingale beat her for the TBS title at the end of 2025, which led to the beginning of 2026, where Mercedes' whole empire came shattering down. She lost every single one of her titles except for one, the Owen Hart Foundation title, and she came back to AEW to defend it in the tournament after Willow Nightingale went down with a shoulder injury and had to vacate the TBS championship. Mercedes replaced her and went on to win back-to-back Owen Hart Cup tournaments, beating Maya World at Forbidden Door and punching her ticket for All in London. But once again, Willow Nightingale was there waiting for her. Willow made her return after just 2 months on the sidelines, won the Casino Gauntlet, went on to Redemption, and beat Thekla to become the AEW Women's World Champion for the very first time. The two women had an amazing promo segment on the Dynamite following Redemption, where Willow had an inspirational speech about realizing her dream. Mercedes talked about how Willow has become her Achilles heel, and these two women are in each other's heads, where Mercedes wants to take away the smile of Willow, and Willow wants to finally shut up Mercedes after having her number all this time. 2-1 record against Mercedes. She recently beat her in a trios matchup a couple of weeks back. The woman got into one of the most intense pull-apart brawls of the year 2 weeks ago, and Mercedes injured the hand of Willow Nightingale this week on Dynamite, which was revealed to be a legitimate injury. So can Willow overcome injuries and retain the title this Sunday, or will Mercedes Monè finally win the big one and walk out of Wembley Stadium with the elusive AEW Women's World Championship? John, what have you thought about the build to this matchup, and who do you think walks out champion on Sunday?
I don't know if I love this build or if I really love this build. It's fucking awesome. The way Mercedes and Willow have crossed each other's paths by happenstance and created this fucking generational rivalry. Like, I'm talking from day one, from the day she injured her ankle and made the decision, because she could have said, let's go home, and rolled Willow's ass up and took the title with her. But she made the decision to give it to Willow instead. Like, from that moment, with that choice, that she set in motion something beautiful. And I think that we're gonna, I don't know if this is the last time they'll meet, but we're certainly gonna reach a climax here. And I love seeing that in wrestling. That's one of the things I love about wrestling, seeing things just happen, seeing paint just fall on the canvas, and you go, whoa, those colors are really nice, and you paint this fucking picture with colors you didn't even know you had. Willow and Mercedes are going to have a great match. I saw someone in the comments ask, how do you know it's going to be a great match when we don't know how severe her hand injury is? Let me tell you something about wrestling.
How you know?
That fucking hand injury is going to make this match even better.
Exactly.
Willow Nightingale is a super baby face already. Mercedes grabs that fucking hand and fucking bites it or whatever she decides to do to this broken hand, which, you know, there's limits. But the second she even reaches for that thing, people are going to be angry. But if Willow, and I think when Willow loses, if it is because of that hand, you know, people are going to be fierce. They're going to be so mad. I can't believe you did this to Willow. It's going to be wonderful. The emotions you're going to have with this match, I can see it from here. I can feel it from here. We're going to go on a ride. It's going to be excellent. These are two of the best wrestlers in the world right now. I don't have a doubt in my mind that this is going to be great.
Me either. And I'm telling you, Power Driver finisher, leave that worry in the back of your head. Willow would not be working this matchup if she wasn't capable of having a great matchup with the broken hand. The broken hand gives this matchup a built-in story going into Sunday. I think you are highly exaggerating the worry, because you don't need to worry all that much. She's not risking too much injury. She would not be in this matchup if she was risking being out longer with this injury. She's going to be out after All In, most likely, but it's to recover from this hand injury that if it was more serious, she wouldn't be performing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If she could, if they were like, if we were waiting to see if she could actually perform on Sunday, I would be concerned. Maybe if it was a foot injury, I'd be more concerned. It really affects her performance. It is a hand. You wrap that motherfucker, you give it a really good cast, you know, cowboy bobboard and that shit. she's gonna be A-okay.
Yeah. Maggie, what do you think about the build and who wins on Sunday?
Yeah, the build towards this match has been awesome. I don't know if the outcome of this match changed because of Willow's injury. I don't think we're gonna find out unless Tony Khan says so. I think it's pretty clear, because even if Willow retains the championship, she's gonna have to relinquish it because of that, injury. And I have it in my feels for these women's wrestlers, man. The same with Chelsea. And I was heartbroken for her because, she just got the championship. And, I know it's an interim one. We all know. It's just come down. But, it's a championship nonetheless. It's not a IC championship. It's not a US championship. It's actually a one that they consider to matter because, they don't the other. Um, I think it's pretty clear that Mercedes Moné has to win this match. Uh, what a wonderful way to solidify your heelness than to beat a babyface, a hugely beloved babyface, while she's already injured. In kayfabe by you. And it's still going to be a wonderful match. And I saw it in the comments that if they do their job properly, they could be the ones to actually main event All In next year. But they have to put in the work. The comment said that it was going to be cool if it was an Iron Woman match. But like, they have to do the work to make a proper build and for it to matter the most, so that it could main event All In. Or they can start with a regular pay-per-view. Just have the women main event a regular pay-per-view. This is the time where I say I like the TBS championship for me has to be defended on this card. If they're gonna make a match for the buy-in for Maya World, she can defend against like Persephone, because they made it a huge deal that Persephone pinned her on Dynamite. But for me, again, I'm sorry, it should be Kaylee Ray. I'm so sorry. It should be her. I'm like a huge NXT UK junkie. Okay, like I want all of my NXT UK people to succeed in AEW, because like apart from Walter, like this, and yeah, that's pretty much about it about the match. It's gonna be a killer match. I can't wait. I can't wait to see how even better Willow is in this match regarding the wrist injury. But I'm probably gonna be on watching like that, because I love Willow and I just don't want her to get. I hope that she doesn't make it even worse, but I have faith in like their professionalism, and I'm pretty sure that Mercedes Moné will take really, really good care of Willow.
Yeah, I agree. These two women are going to deliver something special. If there's one match on this card that can outdo the main event or the triple threat, I feel like it's this one, because they have the story, they have the investment of the crowd. You got a built-in match story with the hand injury. I think this is going to deliver big time, and we're going to be talking about it as one of the greatest women's matches in AEW history come Monday. But in the end, yes, I think Mercedes Moné walks out the champion finally. And for all the pundits that I saw this week trying to book themselves into WWE-isms of Willow winning and then relinquishing the title, and then Mercedes winning it back to set up Willow coming back, y'all are dumb. Y'all are dumb, and y'all rightfully got roasted for y'all bad take on that one. Anyway,
it's just a good thing when it's like the IWC and not Coach.
Oh my god!
Oh, he's the worst. But for the AEW World Championship, it is the match that has sold this show in a lot of ways. And has a lot of different opinions about how the build has gone as well. So we have a lot to talk about when Kenny Omega defends the AEW World Championship against the number one contender, the winner of the Owen Hart Cup, Will Ospreay. Ospreay trying to finally win the big one, the AEW World Title, in his home country, in front of his family and friends, in front of the biggest crowd of the year for AEW at Wembley Stadium. These two men are no strangers to one another. They've been on a 10-year journey since 2015 when they first faced each other at PWG, and Will Ospreay decided to follow in the footsteps of Kenny Omega, heading into New Japan Pro Wrestling, winning the Best of Super Juniors tournament, winning the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Meanwhile, Kenny Omega was taking the world by storm, winning the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, putting on some of the greatest matches of all time, and thus creating a movement that led to the creation of All Elite Wrestling. Fast forward to 2023, and Kenny Omega made his return to New Japan, and there was only one person to face, and that was Will Ospreay. And in one of the greatest matches of all time, Kenny Omega washed Will Ospreay and destroyed him over the course of 30 minutes, beating him in his home promotion in both men's second home of Japan at Wrestle Kingdom 17. But then 6 months later, Ospreay got his revenge, aligned with Don Callis and the Don Callis family to beat Kenny Omega, winning back the IWGP United States Championship due to nefarious means in front of Kenny's family and friends in his home country of Canada. And now we fast forward 3 years later, and both men were at the down and depressed, the most depressed they've been in AEW after Dynasty, where Kenny Omega lost to MJF for the AEW World Title, while Will Ospreay lost to Jon Moxley, trying to get revenge for Moxley and the Death Riders breaking his neck. It was Will and Kenny who gave each other the inspiration to keep fighting, to keep moving forward. But they went their separate ways from there. And Will joined up with the same people that tried to murder him, the Death Riders. Jon Moxley trained with them and tried to regain his confidence after double fusion neck surgery, while Kenny kept fighting and kept ticking away until finally he made the biggest risk possible, putting up his opportunity to ever challenge for the AEW World Title again at Breach Break, when he beat MJF to become a two-time AEW World Championship champion with the assist from Will Ospreay. Despite the two men having dissension with one another, with Kenny not agreeing with Will, aligning with Moxley and the Death Riders, which all came to a head at Redemption when the Death Riders attacked Kenny Omega, trying to weaken him for Will Ospreay, but Ospreay made the save. He made the choice to turn against the Death Riders and stand up for Kenny Omega, but all Omega saw was a ripped plastic bag and Ospreay holding his title, so he delivered a one-wing angel to Ospreay. The two men then had a great promo segment where Omega said that Ospreay has never been better than him. And he told Ospreay, he tried to show him the way. He told him what Moxley and the Death Riders were about, but Ospreay wouldn't listen. But Ospreay says he will pull the trigger when it counts the most. He doesn't need the Death Riders to beat Kenny Omega. They had a sit-down interview where Omega made things even personal, where he called out Ospreay's mother and his son, saying that his son's going to need a new hero after All In, and then put an exclamation point on that by delivering a one-wing angel off the apron through a table 2 weeks ago, while Will Ospreay talked about his journey on this week's Dynamite and said that he's finally going to win the big one in front of his family and friends this Sunday. The build has been very controversial among the fans, so what have you thought about the build to this matchup, and who wins on Sunday, Maggie?
Okay, I'm sorry, but Wardlow just posted a picture from France.
Warhorse!
Okay,
Warhorse unite!
Warhorse!
Warhorse for the circle.
Warhorse! Okay, enough about that. Okay, so yeah, I know people have been bitching about the build, and believe me, I see what you guys are saying. It's been really weird with the Death Riders and all of the shit. But the thing I loved was the initial backstage segment with both of them being at the doctor's office. I love that because you could see that this was planting the seeds. You could see, and then everything got a bit weird with the Death Riders and everything. I know people online said that if Will Ospreay just let Kenny Omega be his, tutor, for this time.
I've said that from the very beginning, from that first sit-down segment. I was like, it should have been Kenny and Will training each other to get to where they needed to get to, and this story would have been a lot cleaner.
Yeah, it got really messy. I think this is the right term. It got really messy, and I don't think that it had to at all. But the thing is, we're here, okay? We're Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay, the main event of All In at Wembley, London. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and just close my eyes when it comes to the build, because I think that the match is the thing that matters here. First of all. Second of all, we all know that I have mental problems, right? Like I'm pretty sure that this is a well-known thing. So like I was watching Will Ospreay's interview with Ariel Helwani, and because Will wasn't there, physically, he was with a camera and shit. Like you could see Will Ospreay's hands because they were here. I like Will Ospreay's nails. He has wonderful nails. I love. Okay, don't laugh. I love a well-groomed man nail. I love that. Again, I led this bit with the fact that I have mental problems. Okay, like those are stuff that matter, and I pay attention to these kinds of stuff. Okay, Will has nice nails. And because of that, he deserves to win the championship.
I agree.
Co-signed by every Korean nail lady that watches this show right now.
Yeah, a lot of them.
There is a lot, John.
There is a lot. Yeah, come on. Like, I think that all of the ladies agree with me. I don't know if there are actually women in the chat. Like, I no. Okay, that's bad.
There's probably one.
Oh yeah, but like, I get it because I'm on the show and all the dudes show up.
All the dudes show up. I kind of agree with this statement.
With the nails, right.
No, with this statement from Dion, like if they really wanted to go the route of Moxley and the Death Riders training Ospreay, then they should have done the Ospreay Moxley match beforehand. I think that if they would have just done the Kenny and Will training each other, and then Moxley offers Will the training, so then you're putting Will in a position of choosing between this. I think that would have been maybe a little bit better and still set up the Moxley beating Will at Dynasty. Now just seems clear that it was to set up Moxley as the first challenger for Will. So that means that you didn't need to do 2 months of him training with the Death Riders after that. Anyway,
but do you think that
John,
Moxley enters the Casino Gauntlet and wins it?
If he loses the cup, I think he does.
Yeah, I've had that idea in my head. Even if he fucking wins, he just shows up.
He wins too. That would be what Jon Moxley would do.
Jon fucking Moxley. Tony Khan loves him some Jon Moxley. I like some Jon Moxley. But
if this happens, everyone should check up on SP3. Just
this build, we've talked about it before. I think many times we talked about it to death on this show, on the previews, on the weekly shows. There's a lot of things that people have said about the build that are like, you can't argue with them. That's true. They probably could have done this better. They could have told this story. They could have made this decision. But at the end of the day, all I know is that when I'm watching it, I'm enjoying it. And I'm like, that's about as good as it gets, baby. That's what it's all about, that personal experience. The one thing that I thought I did agree with was that I thought Ospreay would fight Moxley before he fought Kenny Omega, like one of those let's see if I'm ready things. Yeah. But they used the swerve match for that story point, which I was like, that doesn't really, I guess because the company's like really tournament based and it happened at the end of a tournament and that's kind of the way they do things. I guess it makes sense for AEW, but like I would have done Moxley. Like I just would have done Moxley in that position. I agree
with you because remember what I said when they first made Swerve and Ospreay the finals of the Owen Hart Cup. I was like, this would have been great if they lost to the Bucks last year. And they hadn't got a shot the whole year and then faced each other in the finals. I felt like that would have been better in that where with the story they told, it should have been Moxley.
Well, here's the other side of that. All those things are true, and yet I still really fucking liked it. I really liked what they did with Swerve. I really liked that fucking moment that people were angry at the end where Ospreay gets kicked in the head and he looks over at fucking Moxley and he powers all that shit because Moxley's in the corner. I liked all that shit. The I question only like saving another Moxley Ospreay confrontation for after the title win, but I guess I don't really know what the fuck that's gonna look like. So I mean, I guess we'll see when we get there. I don't hope he's not like. It's something about V1, that first title defense, like it always feels so guaranteed. Like, you just know he's not gonna lose now. So if Moxley is gonna be that first guy, I hope they really season the shit out of that story. Give us some heat headed into that shit. Really, really heat it up. Other than that, though, like I said, I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Death Riders part. I enjoyed it when the Death Riders left, and it was just Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. And I've enjoyed what they've done leading into this. I don't know what's up with these sporadic Kenny Omega appearances. I know he's got like convention bookings and things like that, but they're not always. Like as far as I checked, he only had he had the one big one that was like a 4-day thing, and I don't even know if that's happened yet. I don't even know the date of that situation. But these, I would love to know why Kenny's missing before making an assumption and be like, he should have fucking been there in Scotland. And it's like, well, actually, Kenny Omega doesn't have one left. Like he's wrestling one match and then he's got 6 months left. And like, what the fuck? Now I feel like a dick. Like, we just don't know. Like, I don't know. This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense logically. Like, I feel like if he was available, he would be there. I feel like I hope they didn't make the decision like, we've got the week off, bro. We don't have to do anymore.
Well, he has diverticulitis.
Yeah, he's got shit going on. I don't know how the plane affects that. I don't know.
For me personally, I gave the Ospreay and Moxley Death Rider story a chance, and then it was clear that match was not happening before All In, and that's when I was like, this all seems ridiculous. You're not only having Jon Moxley, little brother, the biggest babyface in the company, the guy you're going to crown world champion, you're having Daniel Garcia, also little brother him, to set up a collision matchup in the build to the main event of All In. I'm sorry, a lot of this was just waste of time, and it's hurt the perception of how people view Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay, when he came back at Revolution, he came back to that huge pop. You were in the building. People wanted to see him back and wanted to see that journey to Wembley Stadium. I think that it has died down.
Online?
It's died down. Died down a bit as far as online. And I think his ovation that he gets on TV is not as big as when he first came back because of his loss to Moxley and then everything with the Death Riders. I think Mexico is an aberration. It's not the consistency of the US.
I don't think that Will Ospreay's been affected at all. Like he's going into this is still Will Ospreay. Like the only people like that really, really have an issue with Will Ospreay are the ones that kind of always have. I haven't seen a shift in audience participation when it comes to Ospreay.
I've seen staunch Ospreay fans that are now like, I'm rooting for Kenny Omega. I'm not one of them. I'm going for Ospreay. I think Ospreay is going to win, but I do think that there has been issues with the Death Riders booking that has hurt him as a babyface character to a portion of the audience. But it's all said and done. It's all Sunday is left. So if the match delivers, we're not going to have any complaints. But that brings us to the end of the preview. I know Maggie's got to run. Maggie, let the people know where they can follow you and when they'll see you in about a minute.
Guys, thank you so much for having me on the show. You can see me about a minute on Coexisting with Rob and Maggie, and we will be joined by Doc. We'll be having a charity stream for Kev's Bubbles, the little doggy. So join in, and all the proceeds of the super chat and chats and the humper chats will be donated to his GoFundMe. You can catch me on Twitter, X, Twix, whatever, at Maggie_IK, and on Instagram at Maggie.IK. Just to add, I think that Will Ospreay will kick out of the one-winged angel.
No!
I think he will. I'm so sorry. And with that, I bid you adieu, guys. Thank you so much. I love you. So let's, do it again for the next pay-per-view for
All Out.
For All Out.
See you then.
Fuck yes.
Bye, Maggie. We got a couple of comments we can highlight here. We got Power Drive Finisher who says, was it him just being a heel, not showing up? I doubt it, so. But I don't know.
That's a bit much. Like that's a little bit meta. Like I just don't come to work. Boom, heel. Like it's just like a little much.
We got Shad who says they was lit. Good to see you, Shad. He says they was lit for him in B more a few weeks ago, but he does say online discourse though. I agree with SP3. Dion says I was there for Revolution 2. I was hyped for him to get back on Mox. His perception has definitely changed since then. Yeah. I think we can have opinions and we can like certain stuff or not. I think denying that the perception around Ospreay, especially online, but also I think in the buildings, like they're not as invested when he's talking. When he's wrestling, yeah, they're live and everything to him. But he used to have the crowd in the palm of his hand when he talks, and he doesn't have that anymore. And I think that one, it's maybe his promos. And two, I think it is the perception of how they've created the build-up for this with the whole Death Riders and him being the little brother to Jon Moxley, or I called him the Will Smith Ospreay to Uncle Phil Moxley. That's what it felt. That's what it felt like. The Moxalogs. That's what it felt like. It felt like Uncle talking to his nephew.
I thought that was the most compelling Jon Moxley's character has been in a long time. But I also
you dig and you get the dirt underneath your feet, and then you go to the death ground, and then you build yourself back up, and then it's the fourth quarter, and you pulled up in the clutch, and you hit the clutch shot, and that's what we do. That's what we do. And the Death Riders, I'm good.
I love that shit.
I'm good. I heard enough. I heard enough Bray Wyatt promos when he was in the Wyatt family. I don't need the American History X version of Bray Wyatt promos.
I don't know. I never was confused. I just never got this. Like I never was confused about what he was saying. It always followed up with he would give Ospreay a thing, and then in the next match, Ospreay would follow his advice. I thought it was pretty clear cut.
So you just talk. Choppy says Bath great criticism of Ospreay from his Puro haters, which has ramped up after the G1 final, as well as Kenny fans. Understandable as they won a reign, but it's still time to win and take the lead. Yeah, you gotta give
faith. I think they mean it. Like I don't think there's always bad faith criticism of Will Ospreay, and you can tell because it's always the same nonsense conversation, you know. Like I don't think the people that have an issue with the build to All In are those people. I think these people are really invested in the show, and they have their own opinions about the story that's being told. That's about as good as discourse gets when it comes to AEW. Usually the fighting from the outside.
And Dion saying the same thing you're saying. He said you can't dismiss all criticism as bad faith. Yeah. Like no, like you're hearing a lot of the criticism coming from me, who's like the biggest Will Ospreay fan. Like I'm a big Will Ospreay fan. I love Kenny Omega, but I can't deny that I can't say that this build has been perfect. I can't say that I still view Will Ospreay as the same way I viewed him at the beginning of the year. No, there's been issues, and I think that we've done probably better job than most channels of addressing every side and having people like John that enjoys it and people like me that started liking it and gave it a chance but then didn't like it, and then someone like Jimmy who hated it from the beginning. Like I think we are the one channel that has gotten it from every single side. And then finally, Power Drive Finisher, he says, I can't say it didn't make sense. It was just who was involved. In addition of Moxley being used in matches, I can give two shits about. And Hitchosky says, nah, I mean that All In main event already got slandered after the G1 final, well before the match has happened. No issues with, to be honest, criticizing the build. I have problems with Mox and the big Brawling.
Yeah, there's gonna be some of that. Some people definitely were like, Moxley and Ospreay. Ospreay and Omega could never do what Oiwa and Uemura did. And it's like, well, I honestly, I would not want to see a match where Will Ospreay decides out of nowhere that he's gonna work towards a headlock instead of the fucking hidden blade and the Tiger Driver. Like,
it's true. I don't want to see that. And good to see I Make Beats in the chat. I agree. The G1 final was peak, but yes, I think that Will and Kenny will be peak as well on Sunday. I think we're going to see something very special to headline Wembley Stadium. But that has been our preview, our predictions for everything going down this Sunday at Wembley Stadium. We hope you enjoyed the show. It starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. British Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific for John over in the West Coast. So got plenty to enjoy. Me and John will be back with J News as well as Professor Chris on Monday for our review of AEW All in London 2026. We'll be here at 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday for that. Tomorrow, got the flagship podcast. I told John he is more than welcome to join us once again, but we always know he's on West Coast time, so he might be an hour late. But John would give you the floor and let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, Dirt Sheet Radio, and anything else you got going on.
Oh yeah, make sure to follow Joshi Radio. We have all the latest entertainment headlines, all the latest pro wrestling headlines. Check them out right over on the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, all that shit. It's a good wrestling weekend, so I pulled out the good autographs. I got the 4 pillars behind me. I can feel the spirits on my shoulder as we head into All In. So make sure to catch me right here on the True Hill Heat channel over the weekend as we review All In, as we preview it again tomorrow morning on the flagship. See ya.
Boom. See you there. And Hijabi, if you see me at Wembley Stadium, don't be one of those people that, oh, I saw you, but I didn't want to say. You better say hi to me, man, because you've been cooking with your comments in the chat. So if you see me, I'll be in the media section. I'll be around probably before the show starts around Wembley Stadium as well. I better see you. You better introduce yourself to me. I want a face to match up with the hijabi that I see in the chat.
I did forget to say that we're reopening the merchandise store. So keep a lookout for that. That's happening.
Yes. We're looking forward to that for sure. And everybody seems to be super hyped for Sunday. So I hope you see it there. We might have a watch party on Sunday, tentatively. I will say that, but check out all the great content we got on the channel right now, like our 9-year anniversary from last weekend, celebrating 9 years of True Hill Heat. AE Ramble with our review of the Go Home show from Scotland ahead of All in London. Our AAA and NXT Heat Wave 2026 preview from me and Kate this Sunday ahead of All in London 2026. Going live on the morning of All In is our retro review of All in London 2023. 3 years later, we rewatch the highest attendance event in pro wrestling history, All In, when they first went to Wembley Stadium. And like I said before, we'll be back on Monday to review this show here. For John, for Maggie, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been our AEW All in London 2026 preview. We are signing off until next time.